show, and we kick it in with this breaking news story. West Finance MEC Motlalepule Rosho now been sworn in as the acting premier of that province. She temporarily takes over from the Job Moerane, from the role of Job Moerane, who tendered his resignation this morning. Moerane was also expected to resign from his position as a member of the legislature. However, he did not do that. This has made things difficult in terms of finding a spot for his replacement, Bushy Mape, who was expected to be sworn in as the new premier. Our reporter Bafedile Moerane has been tracking the story for us as she joins us now live from the Northwest province. Bafedile, it was always going to end this way. The indications from the time that Bushy Mape was announced as the new premier candidate for the Northwest, it did not seem to sit well with Job Moerane, and he seems to be having the last laugh on this matter.
Well, of course, a lot of people, including spectators in the political fraternity, have said it, Kathy, from the onset that this was bound to happen. But when we engaged those who are involved in politics, including the tripartite alliance, which is COSATU, SACP, as well as SANCO in the province, they are saying that they are disappointed and they hope that the premier will definitely do as required by the party, because this is really causing a crisis, unnecessarily so, for the African National Congress in the province. Earlier on, we spoke to the legislature spokesperson, Tebo Khochani, who has also confirmed to us that yes, indeed, the premier has tendered his resignation, but only as the premier of the Northwest, so which makes things very difficult for the African National Congress caucus in the legislature to place Bushy Mape, who's expected to replace Job Moerane. So we still are waiting to see how the situation will unfold here in the African National Congress because of the divisions that we are seeing here. They are saying this is only the party politics, the divisions, the political conundrum of the African National Congress continuing, and this was actually bound to happen, according to most who are in the political fraternity here in the Northwest province.
Bafedile, it's interesting that the different groupings you've been speaking about say that they're disappointed. Why are they disappointed? Job Moerane was clear from the beginning that he felt he was hard done. This announcement of a new premier candidate is something that he doesn't seem to have been taken into confidence on, and certainly it was a decision that was sprung up on him as well, and he was taken out of his life to come and be a caretaker premier of sorts for the Northwest. And despite the begging and pleading that he says had to be done to bring him here, he seems to be just booted out with very little regard. He seems very hurt by how all of this has unfolded.
Well, of course, he seems so unhappy, as you heard him there, that he has done a lot, in particular in changing the lives of the people here in the province. But I remember when I posed that question to some members of the Tripartite Alliance who said that they do not agree with what he's saying. They're saying to us that Premier Moerane, you know, when he got into the position, he confused his position as the leader of the province, as the premier, and as and also in politics. So that's when all things went wrong. So they are saying that yes, they supported him as the Tripartite Alliance in the province at the time when he came to replace Supra Mahumapelo, but what transpired after that, by failing to adhere to the African National Congress directives, it's one problem. Remember that he is still facing disciplinary action at the party there for having to vote against the party's will at the time when they were voting for the chair of chairs. Instead of voting for Lena Micha as the party's directive, they voted for Priscilla Williams. One of the things, Kathy, that is still an issue right now in the province, a lot of people raising concerns to say that, isn't it what happened at the time of the voting for chair of chairs going to repeat itself right now when Bushy Mape has to be voted as the premier of the Northwest at the provincial legislature? We're still waiting to see who actually is going to say, I come here as the member of the party, volunteering so that Bushimape can take over, the position so that he can be the Premier of the Northwest, because the spokesperson here made it clear that there is no way anybody in South Africa, according to the Constitution, can be the Premier of any province without being a member of the provincial legislature. So the ANC right now, it's facing a serious crisis because Mokgoro is refusing to resign from his position as the member of the provincial legislature, the only prerogative that can enable Bushimape to become the Premier of the Northwest.
Bafedile, it's become an absolutely laughable situation and turn of events. Bafedile Moerane is tracking that story for us out in the Northwest. Undoubtedly still plenty of drama to unfold, but as you heard there, the acting Northwest Premier now put in place, and that position will be taken by the MEC for Finance.